This is the Throttle Out Show, presented by Vixen Industries, the only show where monster truck drivers and mechanics come together to present what's happening in the monster truck community. It's the ultimate combination of torque, horsepower, and trash talk. And now for your hosts. First, straight out of the heart of Detroit Rock City, it's Kid Rock's neighbor and former driver of the BKT ride truck. It's Austin Spence. And the duo deep in the heart of Texas, it's the show owner and daughter of a man who conquered the industry for over 20 years. It's Harley Johnson, along with everyone's favorite Bryce Kenny lookalike, Austin Tweedy. So go ahead, fuel up, strap in, and remember, when in doubt, throttle out.
Good evening, beautiful people of the monster truck community. My name is Austin K. Tweedy, joined by, as always, the lovely Miss Harley Jo. There was a lot of shit that happened this past weekend.
There was a lot. There was a lot to keep up with this weekend.
I don't know how we're going to try to combine everything together for one big show tonight, but we're going to try. Austin Spence, where are you at in the world?
There's so much to go over.
Guys, where do you even start? I don't even know.
So obviously you guys know that we did a stream last night of the Monster Jam show in Glendale. Seems like we should have been paying attention to other tours, but we'll get into that later.
We will. I tell you what, we'll save the Monster Jam Glendale show for last. Okay, we all basically kind of know what happened there. Let's talk about the independent stuff first. I say we get started. I'm gonna just go ahead and tell y'all right now, we got sent a lot of stuff last minute, and we love when y'all send us stuff. But if we don't get those videos, we don't get those photos by about 5 o'clock our time, Central Time, it's really hard for us to cram this into our show flow already. So we apologize if you took the time out of your day to send us stuff. We're going to post it on our Instagram and other social media pages later on. I promise we'll get to that. However, where do we want to start with? Where do we want to go?
Well, obviously the independents, because they've been killing it all weekend. It's just what independent tour do we want to go
That's
with?
What I'm saying. Why don't we start? Harley, what was that last video that I had just sent you?
This one?
Yeah,
this is Stockton. Bill Payne's show.
Yeah, this is a Stockton, California malicious tour, and this is just a little, dual freestyle. I was told that Rockstar basically won everything this past weekend. Just swept the show. That's what I was told. Anyways, we have a lot more footage from the show. Like I said, we're going to post this on our other social media pages later. But this just looks like a really cool track. A lot of room to
It does look like a lot of room, a lot of space.
Yeah, you got two trucks out here doing a dual freestyle. Austin Spence, everybody loves a good dual freestyle.
I mean, you do, but I feel bad for whoever's recording this because they don't know what truck to keep up with. It's like you're going one side to the other. Like this.
They're both doing something. I don't know which one to focus on.
This is a show for the fans. Lee Plato saying Bill killed it this weekend. I mean, that just kind of confirms that he was just on top of his game. Lee sent us a bunch of good footage from the show. Like I said, Lee, we're going to get that on our social media pages later on. I apologize. I got to your messages a little later than what I normally get them. But, I mean, look at Bill Payne, though. The guy out there in that newer Rockstar, or is that the Rockstar truck?
Yep.
Rockstar, yep, because it looks like a rock bouncer. I mean, it's not hard to forget.
Yeah, still with the identity theft truck, and they had a bunch of other cool trucks out there. Was it Spitfire? Is that the other one, Spence? The other one of Bill Payne's trucks?
Gosh, I think Bill Payne has enough identities to basically run his own like mini Monster Jam tour. He's got Spitfire, California Kid. I think one is like an old Willys, or what is it? Wasted Willys. Someone help me in the comments below. I know it's an old Willys like race car looking thing. But yeah, Spitfire is the Dragon that he put together, which I'm going to throw some shade out there. I think Bill Payne's Dragon truck looks a lot better than the Feld Dragon trucks. But,
okay.
But then again, we haven't even seen a Dragon in all of this year other than Bakugan.
And we know we're not getting a Dragon next year as well.
Nope. Willie Crash. Thank you, Lee.
Willie Crash.
Yeah. So Bill Payne's killing it. He has a lot of awesome trucks. I mean, you can tell all of his shows are top notch. So I'm kind of jealous that I'm not on the West Coast to check out at least one of his shows.
Apparently Shane Plato was out there this past weekend, killing it as well. Just learning from some really good drivers out there, up against some great competition. And then I got a picture before we show the picture. Hold on, Harley.
Okay. Sorry.
Lee Plato if you're listening, Lee Plato, I want to know, can I show this picture? I don't know if it's been put out there on social media just yet. I'll talk about some other things till you confirm I can show the picture of what Scattered actually looks like all dressed up, because Spence, I saw a picture of it. It looks absolutely phenomenal. I would not be upset if this is the way our monster truck looked. If we ever come up with one, it looks great.
It's an old Ford, right?
No.
Aw.
No.
Well,
No, it's an old Chev, like old school. And
As soon as Lee comments that we could put this
yeah,
in,
that's all right. Fine. We still need to cut the fenders. Okay,
All right.
so yeah.
put it up there.
here is Lee Plato's new truck, Scattered.
Damn. Okay. I'm sensing a kind of a pattern with the Play-Doh camp that they have a thing for skulls.
I think they do.
That looks really good, though.
You know, father-son duo team, they got to go with the similar kind of themes going on, right?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, it looks like a top-notch truck. I think it's like a flat red almost, like it's a.
That's
it's a
what I
matte color.
really like about it, honestly. What's up, Cooper Knuckles? What's up, Taylor Andes, Lee Plato, Paige Johnson, Jerry R, the man, Big America RC, Jeremy Parsons, Riggs and Rod Mattis, and John Cadeau. What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in tonight and joining us. This truck looks awesome, y'all. This
It
looks
does.
really good. I think this is the old McGruff truck, Spence.
I think I believe Vincent Ackard was the one that confirmed that a few episodes ago. But yeah, this is the old McGruff truck. And honestly, I've always liked this. I know the guys over there at the Sims Racing, they run the dual sway bars on the front. Honestly, is a really smart setup. So I really dig this truck. I really like the way it looks. I really want to see this thing I want to see this thing posted up next to Titan. Not gonna lie.
Oh.
I personally am not a huge fan of the dual sway bar setup. I think it also depends on
Really?
what type of chassis you're running. I know a lot of people who run the Patrick chassis like to run dual sway bar. Yeah, I just not a huge fan of it. I think a lot of people have that theory, in theory, the truck should not tip over as much. I personally think it makes the truck tip over more. It makes it more top heavy. So just doing some experimenting and on a Patrick chassis as well with another truck who I will not mention. We just some tinkering with the sway bars. We pulled one out and adjusted, whether it was going from the front of the truck or behind, the front set of wheels on the truck. Just doing some tinkering. We found out the truck actually handled a lot better with one less sway bar. So that's just my 2 cents. That's just what I would do if I ran a truck. However, some people work it and, it runs well for them. So kudos to them. They find that works better for them. Run it.
I'm just seeing this as more of a perspective, as we obviously coming from Monster Jam, we saw a lot of broken shit over our time over there at Monster Jam. So when you have a sway bar that completely breaks, and it's just one of them, you can just completely remove the extra sway bar and still immediately get back out there on the track, rather than having to take the old sway bar out, beat the hell out of it, try to get the front one or the rear one replaced. Rather, you have an extra already ready to go. Just take the broken one off, send it back on the track.
Yeah, Tom Henson saying he don't like dual sway bars in the front either. Oh, okay, Tom.
No, I'm pretty sure Tom told us that sway bars are for pussies. So Tom Mintz doesn't run any sway bars.
Yeah, he told a lot of people
No
that.
sway bars.
Yep. So no sway bars for Mike Hedman either. So that just kind of ties into our Stockton, California show recap. And like I said, we'll post more on our Instagram later on. Now, moving forward, one of y'all take it from here to
Well,
the
we could
next
stay
show.
on the West Coast. We also had the
Okay.
West Coast Monster Truck Nationals in Red Bluff, California.
There
as
you
well.
go.
We had Wicked Strong there. We had Double Trouble there as
believe so.
well.
This is a really unique looking track.
oh.
Hold on. Hold
Wad it
on.
up. Wad it up, baby.
Eric Swanson was there. Also, shout out to Eric Swanson. Happy birthday.
Happy
Today's your
birthday.
Yeah, we've been slacking on birthdays lately.
What do you think about that white pickup?
I honestly love the white better than the blue.
Yeah, I agree. Now, here we go. There's one of my favorite trucks, even
And
though
we,
the
had
Ford guy.
Titan, and we also had Miss Titan there as well.
Miss Titan. Who's driving Miss Titan? That's weird. I'm kidding.
I was going to say, are you serious?
Miss
No,
Titan
no.
seemed to have some issues this past
She
weekend
did.
mechanically with the
Mhm.
truck, some rear steer issues. So those gremlins kind of kept
I
their
do have
out
a
of
clip
flying
of
high.
Becky's run after Donald's run.
It's on here.
Yes, I do
Okay.
have it on here.
Was this
So
like
far,
the final
honestly, this
racing?
seems like a really stable lineup for the show. I mean, I'm loving
Mhm.
the variety of jumps and obstacles that you have out here, and not to mention, I kind of like the little roller hill for racing. That's
Yeah.
like a homage to the old school days.
Yeah.
And then we also have Becky's run that she had no rear steer. So
Oh
this
my
is
goodness.
her freestyle one with no rear.
Ooh, taking a gamble when you're ramping a truck like that.
Yeah, I think she's fine.
Hey, there's a few people at that show, y'all. There's probably
There's
more
a
people.
lot of people at
There's
that
probably
show.
more people at that show than there was the Monster Jam Glendale show.
Well, there's more to watch here. There's more variety. I'm sure they had at least 1 or 2 cars over at this event. But still,
I don't know if I've seen any cars yet, but I do like this track setup though. This is nice. I like the roller hill and racing, like you said, Spence.
Exactly. It's something interesting. Not to mention when we had BJ on, he was talking about this. This is Red Bluff, correct, Harley?
Yes, this is Red Bluff. Yes.
So this was one of the shows that BJ highly talked about being one of the biggest shows on the West Coast. So still, that's pretty freaking awesome. Daniel Smith, I'm going to ignore that comment for now.
Yeah, speaking of that, Spence, how did that show go?
Where's your highlights? That was your show.
How did that
No.
show go on the run in Idaho?
Yeah, you guys are so freaking funny.
Yeah, I've been waiting for the highlight reel to come in from Hold McGroin, the ASMT tour. Not about anything from that show. Hold McGroin!
If you don't know what we're talking about, you
might want to watch a few episodes back.
Yeah, a few episodes back when Spence was doing his segment of pronouncing.
Last Wheels Up Wednesday.
Yeah.
You'll see what we're talking about.
Moving on to our next show. What would you like to go to next?
I don't know. Go to that one.
This is some highlights from Back Channel Productions at a show in Bloomsburg, I believe.
Thank you, Back
Channel. Okay. I'm assuming Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
So this isn't where the Jamboree normally is. Up, Kevin King. I actually remember seeing something that Kevin actually rolled this truck this weekend. I'm not sure if it was from this show. I'm assuming it's from this show, actually.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure it was from this show.
I think it was.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, before we get too carried away and lost in translation and all the conversation for the rest of the night, that last video from the Stockton, California show was from a fella named Austin AG24 _ on Instagram. Sorry, I forgot to put that on there. But
there it is.
There we go. There's your rollover.
So there's just something about seeing Straight Jacket and Psychopath competing against each other. I think it's like a perfect combination, even though one's from all the way in Georgia and the other's all the way from Canada. So it's really awesome to see those two kind of come together.
Yeah, it's
Kevin Rowland.
It's like watching what? Scarlet Bandit versus the Bounty Hunter?
Nah.
No.
Bigfoot versus Gravedigger?
You got to have a better matchup than that. Quit being so.
What?
No.
It's the same thing, right?
No. I mean, they're like they have the same theme. That's kind of what I'm going for. It's like if you have a like outlaw versus sheriff, like they're opposite, but they kind of go together. Whatever. Anyway, moving on.
That's kind of where I was at, but yeah, you're right. Moving forward, is this a Monster Jam Arena show you got, Harley?
Yes, right here. Yes. I'm sorry, Spence. This is your favorite part of the night. Where we go.
No, it ain't. I should have brought my pillow.
Your pillow. This is from South Haven. Am I pronouncing that right? South Haven.
Yeah.
Mississippi.
Let me get the results. The results are going to shock you, by the way. No,
Let me guess. Gravedigger wins everything.
What'd you say last night, Spence? Gravedigger?
Gravedigger.
For show one, we had Jack Brown win racing. And then Tyler Menninga took home the skills freestyle and overall win for show one. And Brianna Mahone took home the donut win. And then show two, Tyler Menninga swept the whole show. Show three, Tyler Menninga swept the whole show except for donuts. Jack Brown won donuts for show three. And then today, Tyler Menninga won everything. Surprise, surprise.
That is a lot of paint drying, BJ Johnson. Wake up, Spence.
Wake up, Spence. Wake up.
Is it over?
We got to
get past Monster Jam Arenas. Yeah, I know. Get through at Monster Jam Arenas. This is getting boring.
We just had to go over one Monster Jam Arena this weekend. That's
but hey, shout out to Jack Brown
Yeah.
for winning racing, changing the scenery up there a little bit. Somebody else besides Gravedigger winning the damn thing.
I'm amazed seeing all the guys from Florida. Actually, all the independents are missing body panels from this event. So
every single one of them.
Yeah. Whoa, what's going on there?
Whoa, you can't be doing that.
No.
Well, they did it anyways.
That's a safety concern. You can't do that.
Oh boy!
Oh, hold on, Jack Brown.
Oh no!
And he makes it back over.
Whoa!
I
I'm
think
really surprised they didn't shut him off for that.
That was
I'm really
close.
surprised at that.
I think Taylor, Jam Customs official, is crying a little bit because he actually helped design that FTI torque truck. So, oh man, yep, more Grave Digger, more Grave Digger. Hey, who forgot to put the BKT stickers on? Huh? That's a write up.
Or they just came off.
Nope, they forgot.
Okay, Tyler Meninga.
I mean, just watching him in the arenas just proves how much he needs to be in stadiums next year. I mean,
and nope, didn't roll over. Are we done? Yay, sweet.
we're done. My goodness.
Done with that.
Anyway,
You know, there's people watching that actually like Monster Jam arena shows.
they like
They
Monster
actually
Jam
like
arena
us
shows
going
because that's
over
all
them.
they have. No offense, Taylor Andes, but I mean, if Monster Jam Arenas is all you have, I am sorry.
Yep.
Fun
That's
fact:
right.
Tyler took 17 out of 20 wins. This
Whoa.
weekend. That's a lot.
Bombshell fact of the weekend. Oh, man. So, Spence, let me ask you something. 17 out of 20 wins this weekend for Gravedigger. Do you think if Tyler Meninga was in a different truck that he would be getting 17 out of 20 wins in a weekend?
I say put Tyler Meninga in Blue Thunder and see what happens because I don't think he could. I think the name has a lot to do with it.
I think he was.
At some point, Tyler was in Blue Thunder.
I think he was. So put him back in Blue Thunder and really see if the boy can win an arena. Now, I'm not doubting his
No, I'm
driving
not.
style.
Yeah.
Do not think for a second we are doubting his driving style, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All we're trying to say is let's see if Gravedigger wins as much.
I also want to say that video footage was from Vance MT Madness on YouTube. So
Thank you,
for all
Vance.
that footage.
Thank you, sir.
But I mean, we've already talked about this because it is possible to dominate in an arena series without a big name. Ty England is a prime example of that with
There we go.
Earthshaker.
There we go. Take somebody with a name that hasn't been out there before and go out and dominate. That's what Ty England is known for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I get it. They have a lot of flagship trucks over at Feld, but they have a lot of trucks that really don't get the recognition that they should have. I mean, you can see they get rid of a lot of their trucks. Like we just saw they got rid of Pirate's Curse, Alien Invasion, Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Pull some of those bodies out and put a really skilled driver behind them because, I'm sorry, Gravediggers, there's a Gravedigger in every single show and it's overrated.
In terms of Monster Jam arena drivers right now, I will still go to my grave saying that Ty England is Monster Jam Hall of Fame material when it comes to the arena world at Monster Jam. I'm telling you.
So it sucks that we don't get to see Tyler Meninga and Ty England face off against each other, though. That's my only concern because those two are top tier arena drivers.
I mean, you never know. There might be some spots opening up in stadiums with this
Who
new
knows?
rule coming into play.
Maybe you're
so
you
never know.
I'm not gonna say too much about that. You got me pumped up there for a second, but who knows? It was pretty entertaining. A few years ago, we got to see Tyler Meninga run up against Colton Eichelberger. So you saw the battle of Gravedigger and Max T, two very solid drivers going back and forth. Man, I just wish they would change up those arena shows, y'all.
Well, we have a little competition that we put on, but we're gonna get into that a little bit later because some guys got really creative with making their own arena tracks.
Okay, we'll get in that in a little bit. Harley, let's talk about this toughest monster truck tour. We got to talk about what happened. Was it Sioux Falls?
Sioux Falls, Idaho.
Even I knew that.
Sioux Falls is about 2.5 hours south of Holmgren, Idaho.
All right, listen. I gotta say though, this arena floor is. I like this. I love what the.
Two Team Throttle monster trucks facing off against each other in a round of racing. And then we're looking at Tim Jones' Twisted Addiction. You've got Jerry Beck climbing back into the seat of the Dirt Crew.
Where's the bed? What happened to the bed?
I imagine this is day 2.
This is day 2, yes. He had rolled day 1 and not lost everything other than, the front part. So.
Look at how many people are in the seats, though. Look at that. I don't see any empty areas in the seating right now at that toughest monster truck tour show. It's amazing what you can do to get people in the seats when it's actually an entertaining show.
You're not wrong, my man.
I love that. I also want to point this out, Tweety. I love that all these other trucks are beaten and battered and have definitely, been through the grinder. And then Bigfoot's still over here looking like a show truck.
Oh, hey, you wait.
Just
wait, damn it. You haven't seen all the highlights yet, but check out Jerry Beck launching this damn piece. Hold on, Jerry Beck. Jerry Beck returning to the seat. After a little while, letting Mark McDonald have a rental, and then Jerry just going out and doing what he does best, man, putting on a damn good show.
Troy Lee commenting, "It's amazing what you could do when you don't charge $55 for an arena show ticket."
You're not wrong.
Jerry Beck, it is so good to see you back driving this beast, man. You're a perfect fit for the toughest monster truck tour. And I know you got a good, solid crew behind you. Whoa. Hold on there, Jerry. Hold on.
He's got it. Don't worry about it.
He's fine. I just feel bad for poor Chandler having to put all the bodies back together after this weekend.
Poor Chandler. What a good guy, though.
He is.
Do you not want to talk about how Too Tall's weekend went?
I just want to wait.
We're gonna get into it. He's gonna pull out he's gonna pull out the confetti, the stringers, the strippers, and everything here before too long.
That dirt down there in the middle is deceiving when you're watching this on camera. That is a big ass jump for an arena show.
It's massive. I mean, these guys.
Spence, look at how pretty Bigfoot is.
Just
Look at how beautiful this truck is, Spence. It just looks untouched, just so perfect. And we can't be rolling trucks over a Bigfoot. We can't be doing that. But there's comes David. The
look at that flag.
Weekend.
Look at that beautiful flag flying on the back of that Jurassic Attack. Hell yeah.
Gold flag, bro. Gold flag. Dave Tudalo for coming to the rescue this weekend, kicking ass and taking names, getting his first overall event win of the toughest monster truck tour, y'all. He really, honestly, he belongs on this tour. I think he can do a lot more damage in a good way. Check out this air. Damn, too tall.
He's shooting for the second deck.
Yeah, he was aiming for the stands there. But just how awesome is it to see, one of our guys out there, Spence, one of our guys that we used to work with every single day out there, just kicking ass, taking names now. Teams who didn't want him, they didn't think he fit their system. Others, the big corporate team didn't want him because, he didn't have the look. And here he is just kicking ass and taking names all the way around the board. He's going to do that next first quarter on a Monster Jam Arena tour. We love us some Too Tall, y'all.
Oh, we absolutely love Too Tall. And honestly, because of that, because of the big guys saying, oh, we don't think you'll fit the agenda, we don't think that you're what we're looking for to represent one of our trucks, Too Tall, kick some ass next year, man. We want to see you walk home with some hardware. We want you to prove those Never mind. Let me back up a little bit. Kind of watch my profanity. Sorry. Prove those guys wrong. Yeah, sorry. I got a little emotional there. Yeah, prove them wrong.
I was told there was a comment made right after Too Tall, like almost immediately got on the seat and started kicking ass. There was a comment made out there. It was something along the lines of one of the higher ups at Feld was like, yeah, we kind of let that one, slip through the cracks there. Let that guy walk out the door. Maybe we shouldn't have let him do that. I love hearing comments like that, by the way. I love hearing that the big corporate entity that, their name rhymes with Schmeld Entertainment.
Schmeld.
Letting some good drivers and good crew guys slipping through the cracks and going out there making a name for themselves in the independent world.
It's October 3rd right now, so I'm really curious as to what the current situation is right now down there in Florida.
Have they lost both drivers and crew guys? I don't know. This may have been the last weekend for some drivers and some crew guys that failed with them mandating the vaccine, and that's just the way things are going to be. We
might see a lot of lineups change. A lot of different drivers and different trucks. It's possible.
I would love, since there is that West Coast tour that still doesn't have a Gravedigger driver, I'd just love to see them just drop Gravedigger altogether. Just one Monster Jam tour, no Gravedigger.
They promised that there would be a Gravedigger at every single show, so they can't just drop a Gravedigger.
Still, I'd love to see it.
So
don't care.
So we're already in the discussion of Monster Jam, y'all. I say we go ahead. Let's talk
about last night.
Let's talk about last night.
We lost 2.5 hours of our life.
Well, let's talk about.
Hold on,
Vince and Harley. Monster Jam did something different for once, and I say for that they deserve a round of applause. Good job, Monster Jam. You changed things up for once. We're very proud of you over here at the Throttle Out Show. Thank you for giving us something completely different in a stadium. We the fans have been asking for this for so long. Not just us, both the crew guys and the drivers have been asking for a new layout. Now, whether it was a success or not, that's actually besides the point. You tried something different, and we appreciate it. Everybody appreciates it. Now, let's talk about how the show flow went. Harley, go ahead, click that beautiful video footage down there. We're starting out with some clips from Monster Jam Reels. We appreciate you with this badass intro. You got some good seats. We were hanging out with our buddy Wayne with Avengers Racing last night. That got me just.
We really didn't get into like watching the show until like, after a couple race passes. Then we started watching the show on from there, just because technical difficulties.
Yeah, we definitely had some issues, but this intro pass went right into the first round of racing. You see these beautiful berms thrown in there. You got Travis Mowry, Cynthia Gautier, first round of racing. You're going to see how this track layout, how different it was. I love this, y'all. I love this layout for racing.
Yeah, I mean, this is fast, and Travis Mowry was fast as hell behind the wheel of that Extreme Attitude truck. So, I mean, he was fearless. Now, technically, he did lose this race, which I kind of thought was interesting when...
Well, watch what happens here.
Yep, Cynthia, bad bounce, and rolling.
I think we're going to see that once more here. I think... Spence, Harley, y'all can confirm her tonight that Cynthia's got a lot of pressure on her right now. And she was really wanting to go out there and throw down and racing last night. Technically, she won that race. Hey, check out our boy Mike Christensen. 88 mile an hour, y'all.
The same shirt.
Here goes Mike Christensen.
Twinsies.
I don't know if this is the first or second round of racing, but throwing down against the Gravedigger.
This is by far my favorite moment of the night. And you guys will see here after this next turn. And that is our boy Mike Christensen repping our flag, knocking down Gravedigger. The RWIDTO flag. Just
this part right here, though,
on the Jolly Rancher.
This part right here kind of
Jolly Roger. Yeah.
If he had to lose to anybody, I'm
glad.
This
where he kind of like got a late start off the line?
It was. He was like taking
what was going on?
I think he was texting and driving.
That's what happened. Again, he was watching our show. That's what it was.
But Paul Jensen had that truck on rails last night in racing. He was just laying down some damn near perfect pass in racing and passes in racing. Really proud of Team Throttle Monster. You saw Mike in the Vendetta, Redline Oil Vendetta. He beat Gravedigger. We talk about Too Tall and the toughest monster truck tour beating Bigfoot. So both Gravedigger and Bigfoot, arguably, two of the biggest names in all of monster trucks.
Hang on, we got to give a shout out to our boy Ryan Riddell here. Running
Pull them ridges up, boy. Pull them up.
This is the final round of racing. I think what happened was did Ryan lose rear steer for a final round of racing?
It was something like that.
Something was happening with his rear steer.
See Armando hiking it up, who had a stellar night last night, ended up tying second overall with Todd, and then Ryan obviously taking the overall for last night. But Armando showed up in a big way. This
is where he lost the horns. Horns are gone.
Them damn horns.
Oh, darn.
Not the horns.
Yeah, seeing Armando, seeing someone that has such a big arena background, going out and doing as well as he did in this stadium show, I nothing but props to him. Yeah, so I want to know what happened here. Who forgot to tighten down the lug nuts on Gravedigger?
I think that's all it was. Y'all see, there were some higher ups that mandated that you got to do some different stuff with the lug nuts on your truck just first quarter of 2020, and it's proven that is absolutely nothing. Okay, that right there proves what you mandated obviously did not work. So come up with something different or just go back to the way things were. That obviously proved nothing. So thank you, Monster Jim Lord, for these freestyle clips. The hometown boy waving to his hometown crowd, going out there, ended up grabbing him a freestyle W, hitting the mini flip and some big air, some cool pod transfers from the man, Monster Energy Todd LeDuc.
I gotta say, that was probably some of the biggest air we saw all night from Todd LeDuc.
Yeah.
So here's my only kind of stipulation with this track. Every single jump that you see out here is about the same height. So there really wasn't much for big air. I really like the idea of having the berms. I really like the idea of having a cyclone track. But you gotta have some bigger obstacles out there so that way these drivers can get some really big poppers, somehow incorporate a step up in the berm or just something. Not to mention maybe stretch it out a little bit. It looked like the berms in the center were really close together, so maybe just stretch it out just a little bit and really utilize that entire floor space there in Glendale.
If I had to say something to Feld's defense, which I don't like defending them a lot, but I think this is kind of what they were going for. That is a much bigger stadium track, and we saw that they weren't even using all of it, right? I think they were setting that up to where they were in a typical stadium-sized course, so that's why you saw your track set up like that, okay? Because they're in their mindset, this is the ultimate testing field, right? We got
Yeah.
Paxton, but Paxton's been shut down for a long time. So that's why I was saying, this was my guess. First of all, last week on Wheels Up Wednesday, my prediction for this past weekend in Glendale, was that you were going to see a new track. I didn't know what it was going to be, but that was literally a guess in my mind. Nobody was feeding me that information that ended up taking place.
Yeah.
Glendale's a big track. They can go out there, get their track set up, and they can make mistakes. It could be a sloppy show, but they can make money in the process. So it's a win-win kind of for everybody. I would like to see exactly what you just said, Spence. Stretch that track a little bit, okay? Give those drivers a little bit more room to stretch their legs, make the ramps a little bit steeper. I still don't see the reason for there to be a pod in the middle of the track. I think if you take away that stupid pod and put in a big-ass like FMX style ramp there, I think now you've got a badass track layout. What do y'all think?
I got an idea. If this is going to be the layout for, I can't remember which tour they're on, but the tour that basically has all of Team Scream, all 4 of their trucks, where that pod is, put a fountain.
A fountain.
Put a fountain. A little tribute to Jim Kohler. After every single show, Jim gets a bath. Or someone from Team Scream gets a bath at least. I don't know. Just
get rid of that stupid pod that's only good for 2-wheel skills, and do we
I said last need to night, get into that?
No, I want the both of you. I feel like I don't even need to say anything, but the both of you spill your heart on that skills competition last night.
I would have rather gargled salt water with nails than watch that 2-wheel skill challenge again.
I think
it was.
Go ahead.
It was absolutely terrible. I mean, we were all like, everyone that joined us with that stream last night, like, we feel bad. We're glad that you guys tuned in and hung out with us, but my God, that 2-wheel skills dragged on.
Because every single person that came out there did the exact same thing. Cynthia was the only one that went out there and did a donut. I know we're not all a huge fan of Cynthia, but at least she went out there and did something different.
And she was in first place for a while from a donut. Yeah. From a donut. Nothing against Cynthia, but it's seriously a donut, and this is a skills challenge. Literally anybody there can just
because the fans wanted something different, so that's why they gave her a high score. Exactly. Because they're like, finally, we get something different other than a nose wheelie that every single other truck did.
I wanted to give her a damn 10 after I saw her donut, because it was like, it was something different. I think the best you could describe that 2-wheel skills competition last night is like you just got done on a long journey through the desert, okay? And instead of crawling down that last hill, when you're crawling into town and you're just parched, you're thirsty, you need a glass of water, and there's no water available, but there's a peanut butter sandwich, no jelly, and you start to eat that peanut butter sandwich. You've got 2 bites left of this peanut butter sandwich. You're almost done, and there's 2 saltine crackers just stuffed in between that sandwich. It's just, there's no end in sight, and it gets worse, and it just doesn't stop. That's what it was like watching that damn 2-wheel skills competition last night.
Or is this guy the biggest intermission ever?
It literally was, because it was pathetic. Here's the thing. I know, like we were talking about, was it 2-wheel skills or was it freestyle that Cynthia went out and then something happened to the truck and she had to go back, but still ended up coming out?
No, that was skills.
That was skills.
Was it skills?
She was the first one out and she broke, so they towed her back, and then she came out like third to last and did the donut or something like that. So she got a second chance, if you guys want to elaborate on
BJ Johnson, the show that was in Hold McGroin, they just did wheelies. They didn't do a skills challenge.
Did they do wheelies or just 2-wheel?
No, they just did a wheelie competition. They kept it simple in Hold McGroin.
Yep.
Spence, you know more about that show than we do?
No, clearly I don't.
I think if I had to make a statement about the skills competition, it's that monster trucks were made to make loud noises. So when you see a truck go out on the track and they attempt something and that truck is not doing anything but idling around there, that's when you start to lose your fan base. Okay, everybody wants to hear those trucks hit the rev limiters or do something cool. That's why people love donuts, because they're loud. Okay,
yeah.
When you guys see guys go out there and they're putting around, or they fail a stoppie, or they fail even a slap wheelie or whatever, it's so damn boring. I think they should cut the skills competition out completely. Go back to qualifying. People are proving, the fans are proving, they're coming out and they're saying, we actually love racing. We love good
Monster Jam like
Racing.
hype up racing even more if they got rid of like skills and they did qualifying.
With that track layout last night, they could get a lot of fans on board with
Yeah.
bringing back qualifying and making that a legit racing
Mhm.
competition, because that track last night was awesome to watch for racing.
Yeah, I agree. I think they need to bring back like either some other form of racing, maybe mix it up, maybe have a straight line, maybe bring back an obstacle course, just something. If you want to challenge the drivers, challenge it in a way to where it's actually competitive and not based on judging. Keep the judging with freestyle, not an extra element that is really not all that fair, because if you have a household name like Gravedigger, Max Del Toro, chances are they're going to score way higher than the other guys. And it's just not really fair competition. Even though we get it, it's an event, it's entertainment. Two-wheel skill is not entertaining at all. When everybody does the same thing, like you said, you lose your interest, you get bored, it's another long intermission, and then after that you go into halftime.
Yeah.
Somebody had made a comment on our live stream last night, and they had said, get rid of the skills competition and just have a truck come out and do all these skills challenges, like a separate piece.
Oh, they
They're
said
like,
just have Ryan come out
Yeah.
and do his thing and then leave it at that.
have him do it. He's basically the master of two-wheel. Let him go out there and do whatever.
Mhm.
Honestly, it's not a bad
Have
idea.
Tristan come out, do his nose wheelie, then Ryan come out and do the bicycle, and you're good. And Tom do a cyclone, and you're good. There's
Why does it? Yeah.
skills. 1, 2, 3.
Say this is a preview of freestyle. We're going to call this, a quick, skill show. Leave it at that.
Mm-hmm. Something, like you said, just something simple. But hey, you know what? That's why I really love what the guys with Elliott does and all the other independent tours, because they make skills or wheelies or whatever they want to call it. It's the first thing that they do in the show, and then racing freestyle, because at least with racing freestyle, everybody has their full attention on what is going on.
Word.
Anyway.
Does that wrap up our recap?
That kind of wraps up the recap.
We obviously didn't go over every single show that probably happened this weekend.
There was no way.
We have a lot of footage, but we did not have a time
Shout out to all you
everything
beautiful
together.
people who sent us video footage. We didn't get to it. There was a lot to try to get together for footage for tonight. But thank you for sending us the beautiful footage. Now, Spence, you want to kind of transition into something a little differently concerning maybe BeamNG or some
So that. I was cutting this kind of close. So we are going to judge. We have 5 entries for our arena building competition that we're going to go over. You guys are going to be the judge, you and Harley. I wish we would have got a third person to kind of jump in here that has arena experience to help judge this. But, this is kind of a last minute throw together type of thing. But we have 5 entries, and the competition is simply make a more entertaining track layout and design better than what we see with the pods. Like whether it is something that's kind of a tribute to what is going on with the Toughest Tour, or something completely out there, original, different that they want to create themselves. That was the whole competition. Some guys went really out there with their design. So we have 5 entries. Basically, you guys are going to rate these from 1 to 10. Obviously, 20 being the highest that they can get. And whoever wins will be our competition winner. They will receive $100 from yours truly and a Visa gift card or PayPal, whatever works best for them, and their choice of one apparel item on the Throttle Out Show store. So let me get into my files here. And do we want to go in numerical order, or do we want to do any way, shape, or form, just something different? Like, what are you guys thinking?
Just throw it out there, good buddy. You're the man behind the controls.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's kind of strange. Some of these do have audio, some do not.
Do you want to answer this real quick?
I don't know how to answer that. You have to answer that.
Why do I have to answer?
You're the boss.
Okay, to answer this guy's question, Chris, we do know there's a 2 Extreme show in Ennis, Texas. It's really close to us. Are we going to that one?
I don't see any reason why not.
We're probably going to that one, the 2 Extreme show. Arlington's still up in the air if we're able to make that show or not. We planned on going, but we have some things going on in our personal life, so we'll see if we can make the Arlington show or not.
I'm not getting vaccinated to go to a Monster Jam show.
There's nothing.
Right.
Okay.
Don't make me do it.
Okay.
Hold on. So hold on.
Just
I'm
let me
trying
know.
to figure. I know. It's just I didn't want to accidentally share system audio to where you guys would hear yourselves. That would just be kind of annoying. So, all right. So we're gonna start with number 1 here. So whenever you guys are ready,
Okay.
I'll go ahead and play this. So this is our entry number 1. This is about a 4-minute video. Gotta say they kind of went a little all out trying to make an entire Throttle Out show theme track and design.
Oh.
You can see
Oh, I
our
love
plugs
that.
on the banner.
There.
So Harley and I are judging this.
So you guys are judging this based upon looks. You guys could base this on track layout, however you guys feel fit. But obviously, I want to go through every single video so that way you guys could see the racing layout. So the racing layout for this show is fairly unique. So this is kind of a Joker style layout. You both trucks will start on the outside lane, and they have to go through 4 individual jumps. Now, the way that they determine, or whatever the competitors can, they could go, start on the outside, go to the inside, start on the outside, hit the 2 outside jumps first, hit the 2 inside. However, it all depends on them. Basically, 4 hits in racing. So I think this is kind of cool. Kind of pays a little homage to the early days, the early 2000 style tracks. So I think this is something completely different out there. Not to mention, it actually has a legit, like an actual backflip ramp in the center of the track. So we're going to change camera angles here so that way you guys can see the kind of entire width of the arena show here.
Okay.
So this is a completely different course direction that I went with the other truck. So with the first truck, I started outside, went inside. But if this was to be a realistic track, it's something different. So you don't know, each truck is not going to take the same path. They can if they want to, but it's entirely up to the driver.
Okay. Are we giving you a score of a 1 through 10? Is that how we're doing this?
Right. You would, so it's 20 total. Tweety, you will score 1 through 10. Harley, you will score 1 through 10. Now, this is just the racing layout right now. We're going to go into a freestyle bit here in just a second.
Okay. Oh, I see our picture up at the top.
Oh, hey, there we are. Check that out.
We made it on the Jumbotron.
Wow, I seen myself on a Jumbotron.
I am honored. So this is freestyle.
This is the freestyle course. Yeah, so I had to get the main developer, Mr. Mike Bev. This is his truck. He is the head honcho of this entire mod and the community at Beam Monsters.
Nice.
So I had to represent my buddy. But yeah, I thought this is it's kind of a subtle, not too crazy type of freestyle layout, but there's plenty of room to actually like stretch your legs, get a decent amount of air, have a little bit of fun,
So somebody has put this in the comments. I'll go ahead and start to get you kind of where my mind's at on this course. Somebody's already commented this. They're kind of speaking my mind. This kind of course would work on a bigger arena. That's my only negative thing I have to say about this. Is this seems like
this wouldn't fit every arena.
Seems like a very wide track. And in terms of arenas that have like a lower hanging Jumbotron, might be an issue if you're going to throw that big of a backflip ramp in there, versus like having a mini flip. That'd be the only negative thing I have to say about it. Other than that, it's a pretty cool concept to have 4 racing turns.
Then just going to kind of finish up.
Oh.
So you can do small backflips. Like I said, I kind of rushed to put these together, so not my finest runs I've ever done in BeamNG.
Vince basically drives like this in real life.
What are you talking about? I don't drive like this in my car.
None of y'all have carpooled with him before, okay?
But did you die?
No, I didn't die. Still here.
You're still in one piece. That's all that matters.
Yeah, you're in one piece. But I still think this would be an awesome track. Like, if we wanted to get rid of the skills and just make it kind of part of freestyle like we showed here, this would also make great for, like, tough trucks. Mm-hmm. If, like, the locals want to bring their own trucks, or even in, like, a motocross type track.
Mm-hmm.
So that was just kind of my thoughts kind of going into this one. I really like it. I really like seeing all the banners and Throttle Out stuff. So that would be it for entry numero uno. So what do you guys think?
My score? I think that, like I said, the size factor comes into play with this track. I love the track other than that. Mm-hmm. So if that wasn't a factor, I would give this track a much higher score. But for now, I'm going to go with a 7.
Okay, 7, Harley.
You read my mind. I was gonna go with the 7. It seems like a good layout. It's very simple, very clean. I like the racing course a lot.
If you were to take this course and compare it to a Monster Jam arena track, definitely vote for this track.
Oh
Hands
yeah,
down.
20 times better than
No
a Monster
competition.
Jam arena track.
Okay. I definitely see where you're getting at there. So, I'm still screen share. You got me. Okay, cool. So we're gonna go to number 2.
Okay.
This is arena entry number 2. Now this guy definitely went like the whole Monster Jam route. The racing layout is a little bit different here.
Okay.
So kind of got multiple pods. So their form of racing, I don't know if it shows up real well on the screen, but right in the starting lane, there is a little bump. So, and their whole premise behind this is to prevent flat tracking going around racing. So this is what they sent me as like their somewhat clean version of racing.
Yeah.
Which isn't too terrible. But I think, as far as a concept, and this would actually be a fun track. I think, there may be a possibility for a Leduc Leap, Tweety, in an arena.
Yep.
But this is an example of what not to do in racing, and what better truck to show that than obviously Gravedigger.
Gravedigger.
So obviously over the little hill, over the jump, into the turn. Almost kind of flat, not necessarily flat tracking, because I really like that. There's almost like a speed bump. It's like you got to take somewhat caution.
You got to be a
But
driver.
this jump right here, on the other hand, caution to the wind.
Oh, no.
Bad bump, rips the wheel off in the corner.
Oof, that was rough.
So that was the racing layout. A little bit of Chicago style. And then freestyle, not a whole heck of a lot different, other than adding maybe a car to the kind of like the popper stack. But as you can see, there's no mini flip. There's no like mini flip stack, nothing kind of crazy and out there like that. But still enough room to kind of open the trucks up and still have a little bit of variety in the run. No run's going to be the exact same.
Yeah. I actually like this track a lot. In terms of being realistic as far as track size goes and all that, I think if anything, the gap in between, there probably needs to be a little bit less gap. If you're going to be in an arena, most of these trucks, the majority of the time, are going to be parked on the floor anyways. So I think this course could probably be shrunk down just a little bit for that reason alone. Other than that, I actually really I like there being a little speed bump. If I had my choice about it, I would take that speed bump though, and I'd actually throw it in the turns just to make the drivers not be able to drift around the turn. I like that a little bit better. But this is a cool track, not gonna lie. I think it gives you a lot of variety. You got the pods to do your 2-wheel with.
Agree.
I like it.
What are you gonna score this one?
I'm gonna score that one at an 8.
Okay.
8.
Yeah.
I would probably have to go with a 7 for that one.
Okay.
So 15.
Because, 7. I'm not a huge fan of like the speed bumps on the track for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So far, track number 2 is at a 15 out of 20 compared to the very first track with a 14. So we're going to go to entry number 3 here. Now, this one, I'm assuming I'm still screen sharing, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep, you're still up.
Okay.
It's just black.
Yeah, I see that. I don't know why it's not popping up. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Whoa.
Okay, so a little bit before we start this track. So I should have been a little bit more specific as to what tracks they should have been able to use. They simply made this track simply for us for this competition. Obviously, probably won't be able to work for an arena, but it has a very silly track design. See if you guys can figure it out as both these trucks kind of make their pass.
Okay.
And see if you guys can kind of see the theme of the shape that these guys are essentially racing in. So one thing I really like is at the very edge here, these trucks can kind of take whichever way they want, whether they want to go to the turn all the way at the bottom or all the way at the top, kind of loop way back and come all the way to the top. Now, obviously, I kind of pre-recorded this so on both ends, so both trucks randomly appear. However, you could also treat this as a time trial type race to where you would start on one end and end up on the opposite. But have you guys figured out the design yet for this track? Has it hit you yet, Tweety?
Oh,
Yes.
I see it now.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Awesome.
So
Don't know how I
it's
feel about this. I like that there's like a mini flip at the end over there. If I
yeah,
saw
we'll
that right.
definitely get into the freestyle portion. But I just thought, even if it's a funny looking track, it's definitely
I
interesting
actually
to say
don't
the
mind
least.
that race course. I honestly don't mind that. The little loops on the end. I actually don't mind that.
And then for freestyle, this is kind of my critique, and sorry for my camera angle here, but going into some of these turns, you could see that they really wanted to utilize like having a jump coming in or out. Kind of weird. I could see this course maybe in some sort of like horse arena, like they have kind of down there
Like
in
a rodeo
Texas.
arena.
Yeah, like a rodeo arena, not
Mhm.
so much like a Monster Jam
No.
esque arena, like you see a hockey arena or a basketball
Mhm.
arena or whatever. But definitely a very interesting choice in design for sure.
It is. I feel like this would be a very good choice for a longer rodeo arena. I don't know. The
Mhm.
track seems extremely long.
Mhm.
But I mean, other than that, like the race course is actually pretty cool. The freestyle course is very diverse, but it's
A lot of
also,
room.
this is a very big rodeo
Yeah.
arena.
With a lot of room. So
A lot of room.
yeah, so I definitely think it's a fun track. I don't know if the person who made this is going to post this out there on the Bee Monsters website, but if you by chance do see this, it is a very fun course. I had a blast just kind of messing around with it. Again, not the best driver, but I tried.
I like the name of that, or the identity of that truck, though.
Sparky.
Yeah.
So that's it for course number 3. What do you guys think?
Well, I think since there's very few longer rodeo arena tracks out there, that being a chance to be a realistic track, I think hurts its probability, in the long run. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to give it a more realistic score of like a 6
I was
for
gonna go with the 6.
for that reason alone. But other
Just
than
because
that,
it's not realistic.
it's not
Yeah.
realistic enough. I will say if we had to take a gamble on using that course, in just any arena anywhere, or using a Monster Jam pod, we use that course hands down.
I gotta say though, if anything, if we were able to make that course come to life, I'm willing to bet we could probably get extends or some kind of male enhancement pill to sponsor that track, for sure.
That's terrible.
Okay.
So anyway, moving to entry number 4.
This is the last one.
No, we've got one more after this. This
Okay,
is
okay.
entry
Oh.
number 4.
I
Looks-
love the flames.
This looks awesome.
Is this a toughest tour?
You'd think, but no, it looks like a throttle out show tour for sure.
I like this. So far, I'm really liking this. I like coming out and hitting a jump like that.
So this is essentially like Chicago style with some berms on the side.
Yeah.
Really simple racing design, but they definitely utilize the entire course. And it's not too complicated, not too easy, but I mean, still, with the amount of dirt that you use in a Monster Jam Arena show, you could utilize and put a little bit more, have some big jumps, have some berms, and I just think it'd be a lot more of an entertaining track. Hell, even throw some throttle out banners out there, but I'm just being a little biased. But overall, just the racing course, looking at it, what do you guys think?
So far, I'm really liking this. This looks really cool.
am.
Very, very neatly laid out. Like there are a lot of flames, but I don't think it's like, too much at the same time. Very, very well put together. My biggest concern for this track would be in most arenas, your trucks are going to be parked on the track.
Mhm.
So that could be an issue with these berms in the corners. It could also be an issue when a truck breaks and trying to get a truck
Yeah.
out on a loader.
Mhm.
Those berms being at either end of the course. So those would be my 2 negatives.
Maybe
on
like
this
just
track.
put a berm on like one end of the track instead of both ends of the track, maybe.
Okay, I can see that. Now, as far as freestyle goes, what do you think? Do you think it looks like there's plenty of room to kind of do stuff? Do you think it's a little crowded? Like, what are your guys' thoughts?
I like the bigger ramps. I like the
Mhm.
fact that there's more than one big ramp, I guess. I guess this would also at the same time be more for a track that in a perfect world, the arena is a little bit wider. Because if you notice that these toughest tours, and I'm using toughest tours as an example,
Mhm.
those ramps are almost all the way to the wall, okay, in most of these ramps. And they've just got enough room to throw one big pot in the middle. So that kind of that's going to hurt its score, honestly, for that reason alone.
Okay.
But I like that there are two big dirt hills, though.
I really like this track. I love the look of it. I love the flames. I love the throttle out everywhere.
The only thing that they're missing from the very first one we had is the us on the jumbotron. But other than that, very, very, very kind of biased towards us. I think they're like, you guys should put on a show, and this is what it should look like.
That will help your chances.
So that's gonna put an end to what was this track? Gone Postal. But other than that, what would you guys rate this track?
What's been my highest score so far? An 8?
So far, I believe your high score, has been an 8.
Well, I'm going to go with an 8.5 for this course.
Oh, come on. You can't. It's got to be a solid number, Tweety. You can't do halves. Come on.
7 or 8.
All right, we'll go.
Pick one.
Let's go with an 8.
Okay.
I'm going to go with a 7 for this course.
So a 15?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So far, we have a tie for the lead with 2 15s out of 20.
Track number 2 and track number 4. Okay.
Track number 2 and track number 4. Now we have track number 5. And this one kind of runs into somewhat of the same issue as number 3. It is a very well put together track. However,
oh my goodness.
This is technically an arena, but this is DuQuoin. Basically a stadium, but I guess technically it's arena.
Like a stadium track.
So this is kind of a Joker style lap, somewhat, I guess, close to the first one, where drivers kind of get a choice of how they want to go about using this Chicago style layout. It's definitely unique, to say the least. That drivers kind of get their own choice of what direction they want to go with the turns that are available in this course. And so we go to the other lane, and this truck kind of takes a much different approach to the racing layout as the first one did. I think this would be a really interesting and fun track to watch. The only thing I don't really care for is these little pyramids that you see in the center.
Okay, I saw this comment down here, and I can't unsee it now.
What?
Yeah, Jeremy Parsons' comment.
I can't see it right now, so I'm watching the video. I'll have to go back and look at it.
Now, let me just say this. Being that I've been in this arena before, that is actually very close to my hometown where I grew up.
Is it really this big of an arena?
It's not.
Okay.
It's probably, in terms of the
like
width of the track. Yeah, in terms of width of the track, it's probably half that size. And I think even if you just did half that track, it's actually a pretty cool setup.
So then, obviously, freestyle is no different than racing layout. So you wouldn't have to go out there, change anything. Everything's already ready to go and just hit everything. So, but again, box trucks, vans, buses. I mean, you actually have crushable objects. You have weird obstacles. I mean, it's something to kind of mix it up with.
The track has a nipple.
It has 2.
Yes, that's what Jeremy Parsons commented. It has nipples, and now I just.
So I would like to think, watching this track, that this track has it has 2. I don't know. Basically,
for me, it looks
tracks.
like it has too much going on. Almost.
It does, because DuQuoin's not that big of a course. Okay, in terms of width, length, maybe. So I say if you take and you cut this track right down the middle in half, I'd say you got you a winner with either course. I really like that. I wasn't so crazy, Spence, about doing the drivers choose which turn they get to hit first. I don't like that. I think that if we're coming down to like super close races or a points battle, you'd be like, and then you're gonna get in the argument, will he hit the closer turn last or whatever, and I don't know how I feel about that. There have to be some sort of
strategy behind it, though. That's the kind of the thought process is, there's strategy behind how you race.
I could somehow see it being an issue when it comes to rules, though, like in the future. Mm-hmm. I could see it being a big issue, so I'm not crazy about it for that reason.
Okay. So, last and final track, that would be number 5. What would you guys rate it out of?
Oh gosh.
For me, I would rate it a 6. I wasn't too crazy about this track.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with, just because there's no way that track's gonna work out, especially at DuQuoin in terms of width. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to agree with Harley. I'm gonna go with a 6.
Okay, so a 12. So
I'm saying so, because I would have to take and basically rework that track, cut it in half, finalize the turn issue. that's going to hurt its score a lot.
Hmm.
Other than that, it's a really cool track.
So we have a bit of an issue.
We have a tie.
We have a tie between track number 2 and track number 4. We can run the videos again, and we can try and have a tiebreaker. But what do you guys think? How should we do this? Because I've messed around. I've seen all these tracks, so I feel like I cannot choose a winner here.
Do we want to let people in the comments choose?
Let's let the people decide.
Okay, well, how are we going to do that?
We are going to go with a 15-second timer of whether you thought it was track number 2 or track number 4. And then we're going to tally up the votes, and we're going to call it like that.
Okay, should I play the videos for each track again in case anybody missed it?
Play the freestyle at least one more time.
All right, let me go to track number 2. There we go. So this is track number 2.
Track number 2.
Hope you're all paying attention in the comment section.
Everyone's already voting.
You don't need to be voting right now. Save your votes. We're going to start the timer in a little bit. Save your votes. Big air for Mr. Excitement.
Mm-hmm. The brand new CRC mod that literally just came out October 1st, and people have gone off on this brand new mod. It is awesome.
I think you need to play number 4 now.
Number 4?
Yep.
Okay. So we'll go back to number 4.
So the Monster Jam one or the Throttle Out one?
Yeah. Which one is it going to be? The Flame Throttle Out show? That's kind of a homage to like the what was it?
It's almost like a Toughest Tour track.
It's like Toughest Throttle Out show, I guess, freestyle, or the more modern Monster Jam type show.
Yeah, see, and I can't decide, so we will let the people decide between number 2 and number 4. No need to vote right now. Don't be voting right now. Your vote's not going to count. We're going to start the 15-second timer here in just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Vince, I think you could probably go ahead and stop the video footage right now. We'll get ready to start.
All right, I want to come back, so go ahead and stop sharing my screen here. Come back. All right. Yeah, so that was there's a lot there. Hopefully you guys really enjoyed it.
I think it's time to start the timer. Do not make a comment till I say go, and then Harley, whenever we see the last person, that's where we're going to stop it. Okay. I don't care if more comments keep coming in. We're going to stop it at the last comment. Okay. Those of you who are listening, comment number 2 or number 4 at the start of the timer, which happens in 3, 2, 1, and judge. Vote now, vote now, vote now, or forever hold your peace.
Yeah, no kidding.
Or number 4.
We're literally this is literally
5,
money and some
4,
merchandise.
3, 2, 1, and stop.
All right.
There's a little bit of a delay. So
Yeah, there's a bit of a delay, so we gotta wait.
Stop. Right. Nope. You gotta stop.
Okay.
Stop.
I know where I stopped it.
Okay.
I know where I stopped.
All right. Tally it up then.
All right, how many do we have for? I don't even know where you guys stopped it at. So
Hold on. Oh my gosh, there's a lot that came in. So how do you want me to do this? Do you want me to just calculate it, or what?
I guess.
If
you two talk, then I can quickly calculate it.
Yeah. So we'll just tell me how many for 2 and how many for 4, and
all you gotta do.
Kind of go from there. But overall, Tweety, I mean, for our first, I guess, BeamNG competition, what'd you think, bud?
I loved it. I loved that everybody was into it. Everybody showed great enthusiasm, and it was a good competition. I'm really excited to actually pick a winner here. I can't do it, so I would let the people do it. Okay, Harley, you're tallying you're tallying up right now.
I am. Hold on, give me a second.
I'm getting some ideas for when we actually do, if we ever do our own show. We're gonna have to invest in a lot of paint.
Paint's a good investment for these shows.
For sure. Oh my gosh. I'm surprised my phone hasn't been blowing up. This is weird. Usually I have random people messaging me throughout the live stream. Jury started and ended. Okay. A lot of I'm just waiting for a cricket. You know what? I'm just
Okay.
I'm hearing a lot of pin clicking right now.
Okay.
All right, Harley.
Okay.
What's the verdict?
Number 4 is our winner.
Hey, number 4.
All right. Was it close or was it by a landslide?
There was a lot more votes for number 4.
Okay. Hey, that's no big deal. But hey, Justin, congratulations, buddy! You won.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
It was between Justin, one of the map developers over there on the BeamNG website, and Mr. John Costin. Indie Monsters was the one with the Monster Jam theme show. So really close.
Oh.
Yep. That he is really new to building tracks, and honestly, for him with very little knowledge to making something like that, I couldn't be disappointed. So, Justin, congratulations, buddy. I'll be sure to contact you after the show here. Yep, Jedi's in the comments. I made the map number 5 with the titties because, titties.
Congratulations, Justin. Thanks for playing in our game here. We got a lot of stuff we're working on behind the scenes, but y'all, before we wrap up, we got anything else?
Do we want to tell people that we have new merch on our website?
I think you
Yeah.
should tell the people.
month of October.
Tell the people.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the comments.
So, it's spooky season, everybody. So, we got a hold of our good buddy, Mr. Jam Customs official, Taylor Andes, and he put together some really awesome Halloween-themed designs for us. So, if you like slashers, we have a shirt, which I believe Tweety named it. It's called The Blood. So if you're into like 80s, 90s slasher films, that might be a little bit towards you. But if you're really into the zombies, the undead type thing, maybe the graveyard type thing, we also have a limited edition zombie theme shirt out there available. So these shirts are only available through the month of October. So as soon as November 1st hits, they're gone. So get them while they last.
And people are already scooping them up. It's a limited edition. So we're going to see what happens first, whether they sell out first or the date hits first. We'll see. But people are already scooping them up. And Taylor Andes, yes, the Hellraiser Hot Sea is going to be the death of you. Good luck. Can't wait to see how that truck
I can't wait
turns
to
out.
see this truck either.
And we're going to be doing that again. Wheels Up Wednesday, this next upcoming Wheels Up Wednesday. So if you guys really enjoyed our little Halloween Monster Mash creator thing, whatever you want to call it, we're going to be doing it again coming up this Wednesday. So be sure to tune in for our next Wheels Up Wednesday for sure.
All right, y'all. Is that all we got?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Shout
You
out
know what to do.
Throttle Monster for running so damn hard this past weekend. Team Throttle Monster making it to the semifinals in the new racing track in Glendale, Arizona. And then obviously Too Tall kicking some ass and taking Bigfoot's name this past weekend at the toughest monster truck tour in Sioux Falls, Idaho. Remember, when in doubt, throttle out. Peace out, y'all. Good night, everybody.